So Starry here in northern Idaho, just giving you some sustainable, common sense advice and things that you should be looking at purchasing and having. Now I'm in the camping section, and you know what? For any homestead, it is really smart to have some extra supplies. And when I need extra supplies for my sustainability, I come to the camping section. Yeah, believe it or not, I come to the camping section. So one of the things I highly recommend is getting some propane tanks. Propane right now isn't that expensive, and having those extra propane tanks is just smart. You can buy the very big cylinders. These are only 50 pounders, but the 50 pounders actually come in handy when you're not just living off the grid, but when you need backup. You can hook them up to stove. Because food preparation is really important. One of the things that I recommend for alternative cooking is a camping stove with propane tanks like that. Because, how do you prepare your food? Yeah, you can do a campfire and all that, and that's great, and that's one of the backup plans. But the preparation is key when it comes to food. So propane tanks are very important. So start looking at stocking up on those. This is a great investment right here. Having a stove like this, especially like for canning, I mean, this is a person's dream. I love this stove because it's high up. When I had my All-American canner, which was very heavy, when you're trying to lift up these canners, you want something that is going to be at a good height and that you can actually not have to lift super high, and that will hold the canner. So this is a canner's dream. Look at this. This is a Stansport cast iron stove, and for $100, it is a great buy. Again, it uses propane. These here, the wood camp stove, are really like this one here. This is it's a cook stove. It's Stove Tech, and it's a biomass cook stove, and it's a rocket stove is what it is. Now you can make your own rocket stoves. You can go on YouTube. There's plenty of YouTube videos that show you how to do a rocket stove. But I would actually recommend having one of those too, as a backup. For heat and for cooking, and they really put off a lot of heat. And this one actually is $42. So it's for emergency preparedness. But man, if I had the extra funds, I would definitely be buying that. These propane stoves are really smart to have. Oh, and one of the things I want to point out about this is it doesn't need propane. So when it comes to cook stoves, you really should be looking at two different sources. One where you can have the propane. You need a lot of different sources. And one where you can have wood. So you want to utilize as many resources as it comes to having homesteading supplies that are going to really benefit. These are also excellent for backup. All these propane stoves having one, and then even these smaller stoves where you use the 2-pack propane tanks, they're $10.99 right now. These were all out again during COVID, so right now these things are stocked up, and it's really important that you really be smart about what purchases you need to make now. So those are some of the supplies that I would recommend, especially for cooking, and we'll talk about heat next time.